Hello and welcome to Freedom March. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Friday. We're here in studio, and of course, you're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, on channel 224, on channel 112, and on ILTV Studios over on Facebook. But wherever you are choosing to listen, we thank you so much for listening to us here on Freedom March. And because we know it's Friday and we know that you all will get to your happy hour in quite early, we like to say this for those of you that will not stay with us till the end of the show. In all of your active hooliganism this weekend, and all of the goings on and all of the things that you will get into, wherever you go about sauntering or sashaying, wherever you go flitting about, as the old people would say, wherever you go actively engaged in hooliganism this weekend, do every single thing possible to ensure that none of your actions add to or take away from the population. That is the admonishment we give you here every week on Freedom March because it matters to us. And so we want to say congratulations to the Commissioner of Police who is holding murder at bay. I want to give her a round of applause. But I want to, in this moment, ask for your help to ensure that the things you do not lead to that end. And if you help her with that, and you help Michael Darwell by not adding to the population, because you know the hospital has its challenges, you don't want to go over there. Make sure that all of your behavior, no matter how steeped in vulgarity it may be, that you exercise good measure, that you exercise good judgment, that you practice judicious behavior always, that you exercise good, prudent vigilance in all of your goings on. And if you do these things collectively, I suspect that when we hear from you again, because we've got a wonderful week planned next week, and so we can't afford for any of you to not be here, and that is why we want you to do circumspect behavior this week. Can they practice that? Yeah, work on that for me this weekend. While you are moving to and fro. Let me send my shout outs early. I gotta send a special shout out to my friends over at Island Connect, Ali, my barber, and I've gotta send another special shout out to who am I sending a special shout out to? Dr. Shanika Davis. That's who I want to send a special shout out to. Who's joining us every day. And to the lady that stopped me in the mall yard today. Nothing I like to hear more than when people scream out, Joyce grandson! I say, praise the Lord, this woman know me. Because among all of my accomplishments in life, it is still the greatest accomplishment of my life to be one of Joycelyn's grandboys. Don't move, Freedom March, I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Levan Miller. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor, joins me in studio this afternoon.
Yeah,
Hello,
absolutely.
spiritual advisor. Welcome back to Freedom.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good to be here, man.
Yeah.
Good to
How
be
was it
here.
to be on the outside yesterday?
Hot.
Yesterday wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was great to be outside. We had a lot of breeze, actually.
It was.
I actually enjoyed that live broadcast on site.
Yeah.
I think we had Fusion.
The Fusion Super Blacks.
Yeah, it was
I have
excellent.
one complaint.
Excellent.
I have one complaint.
Mm-hmm.
You have no complaints? I have one.
The only complaint I had
Mm-hmm.
is, for some strange reason, the boys who played the music, they were kind of like interfering with the broadcast near the end.
Yeah, it's broadcasting.
Yeah, well,
I have one complaint. Fusion.
that's it.
Man, y'all can't do something with them bunch of steps, eh? I take
Yeah,
them
that's
step
something else.
yesterday. Them step almost killed me.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I said, listen to me. If I have to make one more trip up these steps, that's it. Broadcast over. I'm going home. It's no way. I could. And you know the people that go to parties down there all the time.
Good exercise.
I look like I come here for any exercise to you. No, I come here to do this broadcast and leave. But the Fusion has a wonderful, I don't know what they would call that, a courtyard.
Yeah,
it is a magnificent thing. You get to overlook the lake and, well, of course, all the cemetery. But it's just, which is curious. I don't know why they would put a cemetery there. But notwithstanding, I imagine 30 years ago, no one ever thought Gladstone Road would have a Fusion Superplex on it, right?
Right.
And that's why town planning matters so much. Either way, the view is picturesque. The elevation is wonderful. The breeze is lovely. You feel like you're getting away from all of the smog, right? But great God, from Calvary Mountain. How you count the steps?
Well, the reality is that building.
Then we can need an escalator. Then
right,
we are gonna need an escalator.
Yeah, or elevator. Whatever.
Yeah, it's no way you could just. The steps is. We have to rule that out.
But that is a site that is built into basically a hill.
Fantastic. I agree.
So the design is nice, and I guess they thought to utilize that portion of the property by placing that courtyard.
A
feature
zealot
in there.
put those stairs there. Only someone who was overly ambitious could think that those stairs was a great idea. If you have never been to the Fusion Superplex and you decide that you, for whatever the reason is, you want to go to an event, they have their beloved brethren, behold, I tell you, you are going to have to brace yourself for these steps are no joke. It had to be about 88 of them, I think I count. Man, this is unbelievable. I can't imagine whose design this was. I said, and people just come here all the time.
It's a good design. It's just that you got to be in shape. You got to be fit.
And to add insult to injury, spiritual advisor. That's why I thought it was a place of attack. I said even they put one bench at the halfway mark so that
Take a rest.
Yeah, so when I get to the halfway mark, I could have played like I was on my cell phone and catch myself. But this no, you got to go all the way. And
yeah, that should be easy for you, eh?
I'm not the
After
people
all,
who go all the way. Only one set of people I know is go all the way.
Well, I can test you right now.
This way they gotta have all of their functions.
I'm going to test you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I test you?
Go ahead.
PLP?
What happened today? Yeah, so I'm an Alpha and A, and that's because we don't play. All right?
So you ain't going all the way?
All the way where?
Boy, I tell you.
Anyway,
All right.
so the spiritual advisor has just come back from on high. He's been to get us Holy Scripture, and so we want to hear from the spiritual advisor.
Yeah, very quickly.
About what does the Holy Scripture have to say to us on this wonderful Friday when people are about to get right into their spilligating. That's what my
It's a weekend, eh?
Yeah.
People do all the fun thing on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
James chapter 1, 19 to 21. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. James chapter 1. I like verse number 19. It's something I gotta learn to practice. You gotta be quick to listen, always be ready to listen, and be slow to speak, and be temperate. Always watch your anger, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Very, very short passage today. Thank you so much, producer. God's word is always blessed. Amen.
Thank you very much, spiritual advisor. And so, unless you live under a rock, you see that the Prime Minister has picked a fight with the editing or the managing editor of the Nassau Guardian. And by fight, I use the word very loosely because the Prime Minister had chastising comments to make to the managing editor. And I want to say that the Prime Minister doesn't pay me for advice. No one on his team pays me for advice. They do not ever need to listen to any advice that I will ever offer them. But I do wish to offer the communications team that surrounds the Prime Minister a suggestion that they can either absorb into their thinking or ask me to go and fly a kite somewhere, either of which would be reasonable in my mind. But like the scripture says, you ought to be slow to speak. And while I'm not exactly sure what the Bible in fact means entirely when it says that, I want to lend you all some colloquial parable. Is that okay?
All right, go ahead.
It is colloquially accepted in watering holes all around the Commonwealth that there is one thing you ought pay specific attention to ensure never happens. And that is that you never get into a fight with a big, black, stupid person. Now, colloquially I say this, and this is an analogy, so let me also say for the brass polishers out there, by no circumstance, under no circumstance, by no means am I referring to Candia Dames as a big, black, stupid person. If you know her, she is not big or black. I'm just lending you some colloquial parable. So it is colloquially accepted in watering holes all around the Commonwealth that you never fight a big, black, stupid person. The reason for this is because the longer or in the instances that you permit or cause someone that is big, black, and stupid to make you want to fight or to anger you to the point where you get into a fight with them, the facts of the case diminish in such a way that tomorrow when we report this, the only thing that people will remember, do you know what it is, spiritual advisor?
The person was big and black?
Is that two big, black, stupid people was fighting yesterday.
What if they white?
And while that is not entirely true, whether it is true or half true or three-quarters true, doesn't bode well or benefit the person that was less big, black, and stupid.
Excuse me.
And so, that is my position on that. People won't remember why this fight happened. What was the purpose of the fight? The intellectualism behind the fight. What the law says regarding IRCA and its regulation. No one will remember any of that. All we will remember is that two big, black, stupid people was fighting. And that is what we're going to talk about every day when we go to the watering hole. We won't remember what caused the fight. We won't remember who was right. We won't remember who had a principled position. And some arguments are only for the intellectuals. And so I get it. IRCA is a body that is regulatory, but that is activated through reports. I get that. I get that it could be viewed that someone with a proclaimed political leaning could be seen as causing political mischief. I get that. But anecdotally, we could argue that about anybody, anywhere, with any platform. What are we going to start doing? Monitoring people's Facebook pages so that they can't spew, or monitoring people? I mean, where will we stop it is the point I'm trying to make. And the matter at hand is whether or not the communications people over at the OPM feel like they have a case or not is one thing. How does it translate in the court of public perception? And I get it. The Prime Minister is irate. I don't know why. Because in my view, when I move around, the general consensus is that he's ahead in the race. And so, Mr. Prime Minister, you pay me for no advice. No one on your team pays me for advice. Therefore, you do not have to take my advice. As a matter of fact, you could say to me that I should go and fly a frisbee off of a hill, and you would be completely correct. But my advice to you, sir, is to let every member of your team watch the movie 300 and write you a report about the political messages that they have garnered from watching that movie. Because here is the one I want you to take away. The god king Xerxes, the Persian god king, was winning the war all along against Leonidas and the Spartans. The Persians drank lakes dry. The earth trembled with their marching. And no one could beat the Persians until King Leonidas decides that he is going to march north and hold the Persians at the North Gate. Because the North Gate is a pathway where numbers amount to nothing, and all of the Persian soldiers had to match the Spartan soldiers shield to shield, man to man. But if you watch the movie long enough, something is said about the Persian god king. He is a man, and therefore he is easy to taunt. And as we've seen in the case of the Persian god king in the movie 300, or as we've seen with Adolf Hitler, if you want to bring it into real life, whenever people in leadership get frustrated at the nuances that are happening around them, at the things around them that are causing a nuisance, usually they begin to make decisions that will result in the negative. And I think that history will reflect that about Adolf Hitler, who had already sunk 70% of Winston Churchill's ships and had shot more than 50% of the planes out of the sky. Yet he still lost the war against a frantic Churchill who had bombed the French because he was running out of options and America wasn't willingly coming to his aid. But if the history that I read is correct, it was because of the mercurial temperament of Adolf Hitler, who demanded from his engineers that they put more money into building bigger ships and with higher capacity. They lost the war. And that is the advice I want to give to you, sir. Do not be easy to taunt. Because sometimes the difference between the truth and a fact is simply perception. And one thing can be both things at certain times. And so it may be a fact that there is a deficit running in April. But the truth is, based on what your advisors have told you, based on the diagrams they have laid out for you, the thing you know to be the truth is that by the end of the day, once all of the budget satisfactions are made for the old fiscal period, once the revenue is generated the way you have anticipated, once the government is able to mitigate loss like you've anticipated, while this thing is a fact, that doesn't remove what you know to be a truth. And there is nothing that says that those two things cannot coincide or that they cannot exist at the same time. But I think the actions from the communications department is one that is brilliant if all we are doing is marking it in a vacuum. But we have to bring it into the real world where we test the real world implications of it. Where mama who live on a hill in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, who don't know nothing about what IRCA job really is, or how IRCA is to be engaged, or what IRCA should be investigating. All she know is the UBP took care of her in 1967, and she voted UBP ever since that day, and anything you do looks like PLP corruption to her. It won't matter to Pookie from Broomtree Because mummy is an FNM. Because her mummy was a UBP. And no matter what you do, all they will say is this is more of the PLP's antics. And these kind of maneuvers, let these people do whatever they're doing. I put it to you that if this radio station wants to hire a former prime minister from the FNM, let them have at it. Because we've all gone this way before. Let us not pretend like Obi Wilscombe wasn't a radio talk show host immediately after being a minister in the cabinet. And so all I'm saying is never get in a fight with a big, black, stupid person, because no one cares tomorrow what the fight was about. No one cares how the fight started. No one cares who had the high ground in the fight. When we sit at the watering hole and someone come in here with some drinks and they start wetting up the bar and this turn into barroom conversation, all we will remember is, boy, yesterday, them two big black stupid idiots was outside fighting. And so I say to you in my closing about this point, because I got the clips, we'll play the clips, right? I believe that the Prime Minister in earnest believes that he has a surplus coming. I believe that he wants to report that. I believe that he believes that that is groundbreaking. And I believe if you look at the numbers based on what I saw from the immigration uptick in revenue collection, if they keep collecting money like that, it is possible there might be a surplus. But let us remember the Prime Minister is a lawyer and he takes his advice from a financial secretary who has a team of economists and accountants and one bunch of fancy people with one bunch of fancy degrees to advise him on what the country's fiscal health will look like. So a deficit may exist in April. That might be a fact. But what the Prime Minister knows to be the truth is that according to all of the evidence they've brought to him, he projects, because that's all a budget is a calculated hypothesis that there will be a surplus by the end of this fiscal cycle. And so I say, Director of Communication, that in a barroom over drinks, it sounds good to say, I go put them before ERCOT. But leave that in the barroom, because that's only barroom talk. Because tomorrow, them same barroom fellas could say, yesterday, two big, black, stupid people was fighting. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 Beat FM, on channel 224, on channel 112, and of course on ILTV studios over on Facebook. Spiritual Advisor, let's go to the yard.
The work center located Rosetta Street across from Roberts Furniture is your one-stop shop for back to school, Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. So come on down and let the friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back to school. Thank you, producer.
Thank you very much, Spiritual Advisor. And so, just to make the point, this week, the Nassau Guardian reported as a headline 156 cases in 2024 HIV. That could very well be the fact.
True.
No, that is the fact. The truth is
When you compare this to 2000,
that this number is non-consequential when we compare it to the years prior. And so to fairmonger, which is exactly what that would be considered, by putting this exorbitantly high number of HIV cases as a big, bold, printed headline, right? So now everybody, this is the 1 week none of y'all skinning. You know, all that skinning y'all was doing 2 weeks ago, somehow if y'all stop this week right here, the AIDS could dissipate, right? But you read the Nassau Guardian headline, and it says in bold, this is like bold 36, 156 HIV cases in 2024, big and bold. That is a fact. This is where journalism gets kind of tricky, because don't forget, no matter how good of a journalist you want to be, newspapers need selling. So there is a marketing component to the news business. And what sells? Do you know the two things that sell always?
yeah,
Sex
Bad
and
news.
controversy. Right?
or bad news.
Controversy. Sex and controversy sells. So I'm not surprised that the managing editor, who had a shot fired at her from the Prime Minister, has her newspaper print again this morning that the Prime Minister has levied a tax against the paper. That doesn't surprise me, because controversy sells. And if I were them, I would ride that from now until at least November. Matter of fact, every week I'd pick a little fight with the Prime Minister. But what did the scriptures say? Be slow to speak. So once you see the fact, you have to start looking for what the truth is, because those two things can exist in the same space and the information can sound different.
But this may just be a matter of concern and awareness, though, when you look
Let's
at it.
go to what the truth is. The truth is the Bahamas saw 156 newly reported cases of HIV in 2024. Watch this now. Here is the truth, representing a significant decrease in cases reported within the last decade.
All right, okay.
So the fact is horrifying. Yeah?
I don't know, for you, I guess.
Well, I don't know what you
Folks
do
may
in your
not,
spare time.
you know, folks may not look at it that way until they read the body of the headline, and then they recognize, okay, well,
The headline is what sells the paper. When you're driving in your car past the newspaper,
Okay, that's
man,
fine.
you can't read this.
that's a marketing strategy.
Okay.
That's fine. Everybody does
Let's
that
go to the
basically.
point, though. The point is, while this is the fact, here is what the truth is. And they can exist in the same space.
Okay.
So it is a bit, what is the word I'm looking for? It is a bit zealous to continue to attack the Prime Minister until he gets to the end of the budget cycle. Now, when the budget cycle ends, my friend, the chickens have to come home to roost. But we're having all of this mental masturbation over predictions, which is all a budget is. The only thing a budget is one bunch of smart people in a room guessing. That is what a budget is. And in a case like that, there are any number of factors that could shift the numbers. If America decides right now that not another single boat coming from the east, that will shift the numbers. If the Chinese decide we launching a missile and we go blow up half of America, that will shift the numbers. So, these facts are easily manipulated. Now, that doesn't mean that the people we paying exorbitant salaries and who get to walk around and play like they're gods aren't supposed to hold the numbers as tightly as possible, taking into consideration all of the facts. But we've been down this road before. Do you not recall that it was just 18 months ago we had heated exchange in the office of the Prime Minister reference these same types of matters? Do we have the clip from the Financial Secretary at the office of the Prime Minister last year? Take us to the clip, please. Because just a year ago, this same thing happened. This isn't new. And so my question is, with every budget cycle, are we going to have people trying to beat up one another? Because I find that to be quite counterproductive. And I think it is a waste of good energy for us to build up this amount of sludge over magic numbers that you cannot confirm until the budget period is over. We have the clip. Let's go to the clip.
Here's the burning question. Which fueled the fire?
The last time you were here, you lied to us when we asked you about JDL in particular. You lied to the media about JDL.
I lied?
Yeah, you lied to the media.
How do I?
You told,
That's a very
you told the media.
That's a strong word.
Yeah, but you told the media that JDL was only building out a building in the air freight terminal. 2 days after that, JDL sent out a memo saying that they were actually asking couriers to actually sign up for business licenses in addition to charging them fees for importing goods into the country.
Kem continued to see clarity with this year's budget communication.
Every projection that's come out of the ministry over the last 3 years or so, I think the opposition leader said so. The deficit target was missed this year, and 2022 was missed, and 2021 was missed. So everything that's come out from this office, particularly when it comes down to the deficit and the revenue, is being off. So why would we believe anything that comes out of the ministry now this year for this budget?
Wilson visibly became irate following Kem's remarks.
We started the press conference by you calling me a liar.
You did. You lied.
No. You called me a liar. And you smiling.
Attempting to move forward with the press briefing, Wilson called out Kemp for his behavior.
It's one thing to criticize the government for policies. It's one thing. But when you come and you use your perch in the media to make scandalous, unfounded allegations and think that you can get away with it, it don't go that way, my friend.
Now, could this issue stem elsewhere for both parties?
We have a history. I fired you. Okay. I fired you for lying. A well-documented history. And you come here and call me a liar.
Wilson then defended the accusations made towards him.
If you go back and you look at what was said, you look at what JDL statements were, you look at the clarification JDL provided, you will see that it was not documented, that what you said is really out of order.
Following the verbal exchange at the podium, Wilson stepped down where the matter escalated, leading to Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Alcides stepping in.
Get too close? No, don't you come here and try to call me a...
Don't do it, sir, please.
Don't do it?
It's very good. Don't do it.
I can walk, can't wait for you.
Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
And all I'm saying is it ain't no need to surge like white crab on the table every year over imaginary numbers. Don't get me wrong. I have no clue what public accountants are doing. I see the way that we administer finances around here. I'm sure that's the way it is administer finances, but hey, what the hell do I know? I'm a psychologist by training. So all I know is the way they just do finances around here is enough to make people need counseling. That is what I know to be the case. How they get into the numbers they get into, I have no clue. But we just had this last year. And to be quite honest, we've missed budgetary projections from Jesus was in swaddling clothing. Apparently, we can't ever figure out what the budgetary projection should be at the end. We don't know. Maybe we should just do away with budgetary projections. Who knows? What I'm saying is, this bunch of hot and botheredness I really don't think we need to go through all of this. Not every year. Simon Wilson on Peter Uri camp. My money was on Uri, by the way. I don't think that was going to go well. It wasn't smart for the financial secretary to take on the press. I also ain't sure, and mind you, the prime minister has endless resources. So I don't think the media would be able to keep up with a prime minister that wanted to run on and on and on and on and on. What I'm saying is, the media say they don't think you can have a surplus. The best way to put an egg on their face is have surplus and then find a way to take their funding and tell them that was the last set of money we need to make it balance. And let's move on with this. So because that just happened a year ago, I don't understand how the Prime Minister let Candia Dames get him to this. Let's go to the clip from the Prime Minister.
And I know this is a political season. And this was under the hands of Candia Dames, who's supposed to be a seasoned journalist. We would expect her to do her homework, not just drink the Kool-Aid of the FNM as who her brother is running for. The Guardian and Miss Dames ought to apologize to the Bahamian people for that headline and for misleading the public.
And the Prime Minister is well within his right to feel that way. But when you start sudging, you can't sudge. No, in public life, no one ought to be able to frustrate you to the point that you sudge. The Prime Minister almost can't get words out of his mouth. And I get it. You go into work every day. You're doing the very best you can. You rescued the country from one big circus show that last administration was. And you feel like, Jesus, they can't possibly want more than this out of me. But as somebody told us a couple of weeks ago, it will never, 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 never be enough, Mr. Prime Minister, and you just gonna have to accept that. That you come out here every day and you expect no confetti. Because these are Negroes, and these Negroes are always gonna want more. And so you just have to think about ways to give them more. But I don't think that we need to go back and forward in the media, up and down, about imaginary numbers. That is my difficulty with this whole budget debate back and forward. And I also don't think that we should be letting news houses, especially the ones with interesting headlines, cause us to come off brand or cause us to come off message. Because this isn't unusual. The Guardian isn't alone. The Tribune reported, year before last, 1 in every 10 people are unemployed. And while that is or was a fact, the number was 9.8%, not one in every 10. And what the truth was that unemployment was at an all-time low, which happened to exist in the same vein. So while the headline, 1 in every 10 Bahamians out of work, is a wonderful way to sell the paper, if you read the actual story, what you would find is that, however, that's the most people that have been employed in 20 years. So the fact and the truth can exist in the same space and the information look different is the point I'm making to you. And so I say they take no advice from me because they don't pay me for advice. And at any point, they could ask me to go and fly a Frisbee. But if I were them, I would just withdraw my complaint from ERCO. And I would say, you know what, ERCO, on second thought, I won't complain about that no more. Why? Because now ERCO wouldn't be able to deny knowledge of it, which would mean that if they were a regulatory body worth their salt, they would be keeping their eye on it. But that complaint, you can't complain about getting pork hard if you're playing porking. Because in the hood I grew up in, that automatically gets you a ticket straight inside, not to come back outside no more for the day. And that's how y'all just do it around by y'all?
Yep.
If you complain about porking, while we playing porking, you don't get to play no more. That's the rule. And I think though a very educated thesis in theory, to report the Nassau Guardian to IRCA. While it sounds fanciful when you say it in a barroom, out here in real life, I think that's the best move. Because at the end of the day, what is the colloquial?
Well, I mean, when you look at this in particular, I think I understand your point, but the reality is that folks still go ahead and they read the body of the headline, and then you understand the truth.
We hope that they would.
Because right below it is a subhead and it says officials.
So why did they not make that? Why did they not make this the heading?
Well, this may be on the side of caution.
Because this
or
sells
awareness.
more paper.
Well, that's fine. You can't kill them for the marketing strategy.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm trying to tell the Prime Minister. You can't kill the Guardian for trying to sell paper.
Yeah.
But you also can't let the Guardian get you so hot and bothered that you come out here and have a tisic. You have to come out and say, well, I hear the Guardian reporting. What I know is that none of them over there are economists, and the one economist they got over there, he playing talk shows. So I think he tell them that, right? So we'll see what happens. And at the end of the day, you know, I trust that my administration will deliver on what we promise.
Yeah, and so the surplus budget is almost the same as the newspaper in that when you look at the surplus projections, it made people favorable as far as thinking towards the government in their projected budget. But the reality is that may not be true.
Do you know what is a hypothesis?
It may not be so.
Do you know what is a hypothesis? Let's ask ChatGPT what is a hypothesis?
Right. So so maybe now we need to get rid of the projected budgets because what it could possibly do is be very misleading.
But all it is a guide.
Just like how this 156 NIV case in 2024 could possibly be misleading, so it's a projection of a surplus
But
budget.
all it is a guardrail for the government's direction and spending.
Okay. Maybe
Right?
we need to stop. Then we probably won't have this argument.
So ChatGPT says that a hypothesis is a proposed explanation or educated guess for a phenomenon or a set of observations. It's often used in science as a starting point for future investigation. And by that definition, do you know what that means? We could hypothesize about anything forever.
Okay.
We could just, have you ever been in a government meeting? You know they like the word perhaps? We could just perhaps each other into a seizure in this room. And perhaps, and perhaps, and perhaps, and perhaps, and perhaps. 1 million times perhaps, right? And I mean, nothing we say in this room is gonna be practical or pragmatic when we walk out that door. But my job is to guess. And I just come to work every day and guess like you can't believe. But that is what a hypothesis is. And so all I'm saying is, there's plenty rowing for some guessing. And I get it. See, young men have to have temerity if they have nothing else. And the director of communications is a young man. So he's prepared to swing his sword on every occasion he gets. But do you know what I've learned about war? The best way to win the war, guess how? Is to never have to go.
Okay.
And while I like to fight war, I prefer to just train for it.
And not actually have the fight.
Yeah, because in war there will be casualties.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's go to Latrey Ramming, the director of communications, so that you could understand the maneuver that he's pulling. I do not disagree with the maneuver. I just saying some things ain't for some people. That makes sense? You know, like when I was growing up, we had some neighbors. My neighbors could do whatever they want. Throw rock, kites in the road, backflip in the road, all kind of things. You know who can't do it? Choice grandchildren. Because some things just ain't for some people, and that's the bottom line. Don't ask why. If you are in the OPM, you can't just go run into ACO. It's as simple as that. Let's go to the clip from the director of communications.
It's on the basis that I don't believe that someone who has the sole responsibility of managing the free national movement's communication should be a host on a radio show. There are persons who have affiliations with political bodies who serve as political pundits and surrogates or commentators. And if you watch those shows are balanced with representatives from all perspectives. For example, people use the example of Clint. Clint has a show, the leader of the opposition has been on Clint's show more times than the Prime Minister. He has a show where he has pundits from across all political divides. But I remind the public, if they believe that any show in the Bahamas is in breach of political bias or unbalanced, they should report it.
And all I'm saying is, I sit on this show every day with F&M, but we ain't reporting this show. And that's right, Bradley?
Okay.
So what the problem is? You don't get to complain. What you do is you get somebody else to complain as a surrogate. You just can't complain. That's as simple as that.
All right.
And that's where that ends. All right, and so I want the Director of Communications, just go down by you can withdraw the claim. The position you have put IRCA in now is they cannot say that they were unaware. They have to be aware now. But what to do is to make sure it ain't your claim that they're investigating. So withdraw it. You know? You call that playing possum. You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And you say, that claim, I finished with claim. I ain't into that. The claim, I finished with them type of things. And then that way people can say, well, it wasn't you. IRCA was just doing IRCA job. And who could tell IRCA to not do their job? IRCA can say, well, you know, we had a couple of complaints in the past. That's what they can report. Because they can't reference your complaint no more because you withdraw it. And then they can say, based on the complaints that we've gotten in the past, IRCA was minded to continue to, review this thing. And as a consequence, we have come to the conclusion that X is Y and Y is Z. But you can't let it be your claim that initiated that investigation.
Yeah.
Because the colloquial parable says that if you fight with a big black stupid person.
Now, in this case, who's the big black stupid person?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I'm a big black stupid person. I don't know what big black stupid people look like. I'm just saying to you.
Okay.
I'm just saying to you that the colloquial parable is, if you fight with a big black stupid person, tomorrow when they report this fight, the only thing that people will recall is that two big black stupid people was fighting and nothing else. And that's where that will end. And I don't want that for the communications department over there at
OPM.
All right? So that's where we are on that. I also want to say that, you think we can tell the people yet? We can tell the people yet? People of the Bahamas, you all are not going to believe this. Huh?
Go ahead, we got a couple minutes.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes before we go to the break. People of the Bahamas, you all are not going to believe this. We are taking Freedom March on the road again. Are you excited, Bradley?
Talk to me.
We are going on a field trip. Producer, you got my flyer ready? Tell the people where we going.
I came home early one morning, about 10:30. I knew that something was wrong, Lord, I couldn't get in. I walked to the back door just to pick my lock. Great God, when I peep inside, this man was pushing. Oh, give me my shirt, woman, give me my shoes, oh, dear, oh. Girl, if I don't ever see your black woman face no more, I swear to God it'll be my soon.
And so, believe it or not, we are on our way to Old Cat Island, Sweet Cat Island, Old Cat Island. I can't wait to. You have to put up the pictures so the people can see. Let the people see where we go. Go back home. I climb the highest tree when I get home. Why you don't look excited?
Talk to me, man.
You want to go?
Yeah, I mean, but we'll talk about that on the break.
Freedom March is going to Cat Island. And we're going to be there next week with the people of Cat Island. And we're going to go around and we're going to see all the sites in Cat Island. We're going to advise people of wonderful things happening over there with the people of Cat Island. And then the regatta gets started. Oh, I want to faint as I think about it. You have the picture? Look at it. picturesque Cat Island. And that is where we will be next week, right here, Freedom March, me and Bradley. And, you know, we'll start there. We'll probably end up a couple other places. Somewhere with some shade. You still don't look excited.
We hope so.
Yeah. All right. So that's what's happening next week. So don't miss next week. I'm going to wear tropical. I buy some shade, Bradley. I look like Miami Vice. Yeah. Just tropical breeze. That's all I want to look like when I come on TV next week. Tropical breeze. And I want to sit against the backdrop. I can see it now. Old White Beach in the bay.
Oh, come
in the background.
on, man.
Wonderful Cat Island
man.
sign there. Just as draping for us. It's going to be wonderful. I don't know what the spiritual advisor got going on here. Anyway, you hear the jingle, don't move. We're going to the break. It's Freedom March. I'm Leland Miller. This is 103.5 The Beat FM. We'll be right back after this. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller, and this is 103.5 The Beat FM. I think we've got some birthdays. How long is this birthday list?
You want to let him run on for a minute until you update them? Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
let's
can
go
go
to the
ahead
birthday list. So
and
the
finish.
PLP is
Just finish being a defense attorney.
the PLP is brush with the media this week. It's something that I don't know if it is ill-advised. It is certainly ill-timed, right? Like, you pick your fights early so that you could spend the rest of the time hugging and kissing and making everybody feel good. I have to say I agree with the government in the establishment of a Junkanoo authority. And if you've followed me in any capacity throughout the entire time that I've been a person that people identify, you will note that I have long suggested that the Junkanoo Parade was something that needed to be nationalized, and that we ought to be able to have a floating parade that moves around the entire Bahamas. I think that we are practicing a folly by continuing to call Junkanoo a Bahamian cultural event, because I am telling you that Junkanoo that does not resonate in the mind of the Lutheran or the Grand Bahamian or the, who else is out there? Long Islander, it doesn't translate in their mind the same way, and it is because they do not have active interaction with it. So, I am of the view that the establishment of an authority would make it something that is national, and that way we can do things like float the parade, whether it is biannually or triannually, from island to island. And you'll set up Junkanoo cities, and you'll set up makeshift Junkanoo shacks, and you would put people to actual work going into these economies, which will stimulate the economies. I haven't read the bill. You all got to give me a chance. I plan to do that Sunday after I have a super huge Friday night tonight, and then sleep all day Saturday, which is tomorrow. I plan to wake up Sunday, right after I talk to Jesus, read the bill. But at the surface, I do not disagree with a Junkanoo authority, and I think that the members of the JCNP and all and sundry in the Junkanoo community will find that there is great benefit in taking that route. That said, man, Prime Minister, I know if there's a fight I was to pick 9 months before the general election. There's just no need to pick this fight. And I also don't think that the minister should be, even though I think he has a good point, sometime mama say you gotta give up the wrong for the right, minister. That's what it is? Or give up the right for the right. You gotta give up something for the something. All right, so let's hear from Mario Boleg in his defending of the Junkanoo Authority, which on the surface I agree with and I have no opposition to. But I'm sure that there are some, to steal a word from Perry Christie, there are some idiosyncrasies about the matter that I'm just unaware of. And I'm sure Junkanooers, because Junkanoo is like a sacred holy language, and only they that Junkanoo speak the language. So there are some language in there that I guarantee I will just not be aware of. But if we're talking about nationhood and national functions and festivals, isn't it time that we opened it up a little bit more so that it means the same thing on East Street that it means when we get down to Matthewtown, so that it means the same thing on McCullough Corner as it would mean in Scrub Hill? And if that is not the direction we're going in, then I feel like we're failing. Let's go to Mario Boleg in his bill.
Meantime, in response to the cancellation of Junkanoo events, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg, reaffirming that Junkanoo belongs to the Bahamian people.
The JCMP has no authority to cancel anything. They can, them and their membership, if they decide they don't want to practice, that's their business. That's what they want to do. That don't stop us from having consultation with this bill. We will continue consultation out the public and asking the public to give us their views, and from the other stakeholders in Junkanoo as we have been doing, and we will continue that process.
And so, you okay?
I'm good.
And so, as you can see, the minister, he seems rallied. And I don't think you should be getting rallied up this close to an election. This ain't a fight that you have to pick. You just hide your hand and you wait. Because if you get, there are some people in some places that will support some things without any information just because it's their thing. It's like if I'm in a bar room and a bunch of BDF Marines start fighting. We could talk about why we was fighting when we in the police car. I need to know what this fight about. We fighting now. And so when I get in the police car, I can lean over and say, Fergie, what we was fighting for? Because I don't care why we was fighting. All I know is BDF people fighting, and oh well, now all us fighting. And I feel like the same will happen with members of the John Canoe community. Some of them will just oppose at the onset because John Canoe people oppose it. I'm saying as the minister though, this is where some tact and some decorum and some gentleness and some agitation and some breakfast meetings. You know, you gotta the way to change anything in this country is go to breakfast. You go to breakfast meetings, and who knows, maybe the outcome will be far different, and we'll be able to, you know, get some people massaged comfortably into place. That's how I feel about it. Like if I were the minister and I had to, but Prime Minister, you really don't need to pick this fight. Like you could leave this fight alone till 2027. You really don't have to pick this one. You know, we only got 9 more months before an election. And like I said earlier, and I think you're ahead in the race. So your birthday list ready now?
Yeah, we can do these quickly.
Okay, let's go to the birthday list.
All right, we got a couple birthdays. We want to send a very special happy birthday shout out to Petty Officer Charlene Johnson.
I know this guy.
It's coming from your wife, Katora, your kids, Chazé and Charlene, Junior, your mom, Cynthia Johnson, your sisters, Shanara, Latika, Shanika, Shanika or Shanaki, LaShawn, and all your family and friends, especially Auntie Shelly Panza. They love you. Enjoy your day.
Well, I want to say to Charlene Johnson, my friend, he's my good friend and buddy, Charlene Johnson. A great guy, phenomenal guy. I don't know much people that is as much of a utility as he is. He's high speed, low drag. I like him very much, and so to my friend Charlene Johnson, happy birthday. Let's move on. Who else?
Dorothea, happy birthday to Pastor Dorothea Bethel, coming from Pastor Dwayne Josie, from Joseph Roll, from Evangelist Ethel Roll, and the fine members and followers of Revival Tabernacle Highway Church of God. So happy birthday to Dorothea Bethel. 10th birthday shout out to Master Gabriel Samuel Roma, and greetings coming from your Aunt Ingrid. Happy birthday goes out to Miss Vernita Cooper Duncan, coming from your husband Hubert, your kids AJ and Gia, family and friends, wishing you a great day and many more blessings. We love you and enjoy. So excuse me. We want to send a very special happy birthday shout out. All right, let me get this quickly. We want to send a very special happy birthday shout out to Emma Smith, coming from your daughter Paulette, your son-in-law and grandsons Brian and Brandon. So happy birthday, greetings to Emma Smith. Happy birthday. Let's go back. Let's see. Now, here we go. We want, Tania and Tyler. Let's see, please wish my sister Tania and her son Tyler happy birthday on Friday. Okay, that's today's date. Their actual birthday is on Sunday. So it's a pre-birthday shout out to Tania and Tyler. Birthday shout out in advance is coming from your family. All right, so happy birthday shout out, happy pre-birthday shout out to Tania and Tyler. All right, so let's see. We got a couple of people from the Highbury Park Church of Christ who are celebrating. And who's this first sister here? Singing another happy birthday to a stunning sister. We love you, Sister Leslie Taylor, the melodious voice. May you be blessed on your birthday. Happy birthday to Leslie Taylor. Who else is celebrating? And then, of course, this gorgeous, grateful Gwyneth. It's so lovely to have her feature twice, yeah. Happy birthday to this fine author, linguist, and enthusiastic sister. May God bless you with many more birthdays. Happy birthdays, Sister Gwendolyn Bryce, coming from your husband, and all your family and friends. Happy Park Church of Christ. Love you, sis. Have a great day, Sister Gwendolyn Seeley. Forgive me, Gwendolyn Price Seeley. Happy birthday. And then this lovely couple is celebrating the wedding anniversary, so it's never too late to wish a happy 43rd wedding anniversary to this lovely couple. God has blessed you with 43 years of unconditional love to each other. Deacon Dwight and your lovely wife, Sister Karen Bannaby, happy birthday, happy anniversary to you both. For another 43 years, we hope you live to enjoy many, many more and have a wonderful day. Okay, I think that should be it. That's it, eh? Yep.
Yep. All right, good stuff. Fantastic. So there's also more things happening in and around Nassau. But before I get to that, I actually want to offer some advice based on what I've seen today. That is a interesting report given by a assistant commissioner of police from the Jamaican Constabulary, and it engaged my brain, and I thought about something. So I want to take you to the clip, and then I'll tell you what I think. If you all know Wayne Monroe, tell him, cut the radio on now. I can talk with him. So let's go to the clip with the Jamaican Constabulary.
Welcome, sir. Welcome to the Eastern Division. Yes, sir. So I'm saying that we are more than happy to have you here with the team today, sir. And we know that this demonstrates your commitment to the team and the community that we serve. Where we are at this point in the division, we're very, very happy that the very hard work that the team has put in has been giving us the desired level of results, and we're really, really proud. In terms of our murders at this time, sir, we have a situation where we are seeing some 65% reduction, and it's very unfortunate. We could have been better, but because of some domestic situation which led to the death of 2 females so far for this month, where they were killed by persons known to them, and we want to categorize that as domestic situation. If it weren't for those 2 incidents, it would have been much at a better point. But we have 65%, but we are putting measures in place to use our total citizenry meeting and our community engagement to really sensitize persons as to how is it they are to treat with domestic situations and confront them.
So ladies and gentlemen, that's in essence to say thanks to you guys. Keep up the good work. 65% reduction in a place like Kingston East is amazing.
So I note that in the report given by the Assistant Commissioner of Police, who is reporting to the new Commissioner of Police, who is checking on his troops in Kingston, he says that the murder rate is down 65%, and he wished that he could report a bit more. He said, but 16 people were killed as a result of domestic violence. Mm-hmm. And so they're doing some work along with those families to get them into counseling and that sort of stuff to see if the police could kind of figure out how to get ahead of that, right? And I thought to myself, maybe in the Bahamas we should consider in the penal code a new killing classification.
How so?
Like when the police kill Pookie, that's not murder. That's a police killing, right?
Okay, so that should be classified differently.
If I push Bradley down a flight of stairs because he's Bradley,
yeah, that's murder.
Well, no, because
that's murder.
No, but we would have to prove that I was trying to save my life, which I would probably be able to prove, and they would classify that as manslaughter, which would not be murder.
If I fall down the stairs.
If I was falling down the stairs.
And I die right away, how do you manslaughter?
If I thought I was going to fall down the stairs, and I say, oh, Bradley down the stairs.
No, you're missing. Just trying to grab one of you and then pushing me.
Right. Bradley fall down.
How you know you can prove that?
Bradley fall down. They got camera on the stairs, what you mean? Bradley fall down, break his neck. That's not murder, that's manslaughter. But I'm beginning to wonder, right, like when we consider in the domestic cases, because I really don't think domestic murder is a police matter, more so than it is social decay. You following me with this? Okay. The police are only responsible for the investigation side of this. Up to the point that the murder occurs, something is socially deteriorating in that house. And so I think we ought to classify those killings differently. I don't know what we'd call it.
Really?
Yes. Listen, it won't change the number. But what I think it will do is it will change the psychology. And why I say that is this. When you hear the murder rate, only one thing I think about is Pookie them. I don't ever think about the woman who led the man in the house and the man jabbed them to death. I don't think about that. When I think about murder, I don't think about the boyfriend who killed the husband because he wanted to be the husband, and I don't think about that. When I think about murder, there is a community fear associated with the word murder, in my view.
Yeah.
And so I think like in order to get a real view of the efficiency of the police force, I think either we need to reclassify like street murder or reclassify domestic murder. Does that make sense to you?
I don't know how they can
Because
do it. I don't know how it's
you
gonna be
cannot
done.
measure how efficient your police force is if Bradley wife killed him in a house 2 o'clock in the morning. There's nothing the police could have done but that. You can't measure how effective the
It still
police.
doesn't change the fact that life is
Someone,
taken.
yes, Bradley, but someone is killed when the police shoot Pookie. Someone is still killed. If I miss and push you down the stairs and you die, someone is still dead.
But they still have those classifications now. Police involved shooting, right?
Yeah, but it's not murder.
Okay. Because they normally call it a shooting.
Oh, it's a police shooting. And I'm saying, and this is something I don't know the minister could look into, right? But they could probably say the PLP trying to be corrupt. I think it's corruption. I think we have to begin to change the social psychology of a people. What I want y'all to pay attention to, right, is it appears as though there's beginning to become, collectively throughout the Caribbean, a decrease in murder. Because at present, the Bahamas is enjoying a 49% reduction in murder. You follow me?
What's the count right now? We're
The
in
count
July.
as of today is 46.
We're in July.
Right?
Last
year
year's what?
It was 74. Shanta Knowles is stemming the scourge of crime. Crime is one person's problem to fix in the Bahamas. It is the commissioner's job. Nobody else around here got no crime plan. Only the commissioner. So I don't ever bother myself listening to no politician about crime. There is one person constitutionally charged with crime as a responsibility, and that person have a crown on their shoulder. That person protects His Majesty's good peace, law and order, and it is that one person that stands between anarchy and chaos and law and civility. So I don't let you all fluff me up running on about what a politician should do about crime. I don't care. You know, like how when I say I thought Ellison Green should have been fired as the commissioner, I stand by that. I felt like his deputy should have been fired at the time, but they didn't, and Anthony Ferguson came out to be a brilliant commissioner in my view. Because that is the person responsible for the crime. I don't care about nobody else. As it stands today, Commissioner Knowles appears to be standing at the gate and holding the criminals back. And she is to be commended by whatever technique she is using. So don't tell me, oh, that's just good luck. Because when Pookie them start killing up one another, y'all don't say that's bad luck.
Okay, so?
And I'm saying now that I think the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security, two of the brightest legal criminal minds, or criminal legal minds, or whatever you want to call them, they should look at the penal code and add different classifications of killings in the penal code, which I also think will eventually help us to get to the death penalty. You following me with this?
I'm trying my best to.
Tell me where you lost so we can start from there.
Because I mean, taking another life is taking another life. I mean, I understand the classification.
You can't say that.
I understand
and
the classification.
Police killing and murder in the same breath. So you believe police killings is murder?
Sometimes they turn out to be.
That is when you find out that the police acted outside of the doctrine. He isn't permitted to kill outside of the doctrine. And as long as he kills by the prescription of the doctrine of the organization,
then it's justified.
then it's police killing.
Yeah, it's justified, yeah.
So,
okay.
So you can't then tell me you think the police killing is also murder, because that would then mean you don't believe it's a police killing.
I'm thinking we already have this issue solved. You want to make a suggestion, but
What's
I think
solved about it?
these murders already classified.
Yes, and we classify
Yeah,
them
they're
all as
classified.
murder. But you know, the law is a living, breathing thing. The law evolves.
So what is murder?
We would need to classify that in the penal code. I'm saying though that the psychology of the place associates murder with heinous crimes happening on the street, with Pookie them jumping out the car with high-powered rifles. That is a matter for the police. The police need to get on that. Sheila beating her husband to death with a big spoon may have just been listening to Vibes Cartel, because you know, Vibes Cartel say if your man dead, beat him with a spoon. That's what it say. So Sheila might have just been listening to Vibes. There's nothing the police can do with that.
Okay.
So we should put that in a different classification and not let that be murder. Or put street killings as murder, or murder one, and then I think we could adjust this murder count, is what I'm saying.
Adjust the way to, okay.
Did you listen?
We're doing the classification account because, I mean...
Yeah, but if you classify them differently, naturally the number will change.
Okay, yeah, so you won't have, like, if you classify the 40-something we have now, that 47 may change into...
Like 30...
15, 10, and then...
Precisely.
Okay.
And we wouldn't be able to say that we had 48
Yeah,
murders.
but, okay. I don't know if that makes a difference, but anyhow.
It helps.
What, psychologically?
It helps the psychology, correct. Because if people feel like they live in a chaotic place, they will behave chaotic.
I doubt that.
What do you mean? It's proven. It's just like how a rotten apple rottens all the good apples. Psychology works the same way. Right? They call it is it called the looking glass self theory? Is that what it's called? One of those theories where you mirror the behavior of your society. Psychologists write these things in about 300 years ago. You think they was guessing? They sound like they write to me. And I'm saying to you that if we condition the social psychology of the place, maybe we would be able to get people to realize that we're not living in, in pandemonium. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Yeah, and I think it looks a whole lot better for the numbers when we go to the international community. We ain't going out there with no 119 murder. We ain't going out there with no 147 murder. All right? And since I call Ellison Greensley's name, let's play the immigration thing today. I say, Minister, wherever y'all is, I say, revert this woman to an acting rank and leave her there indefinitely. Why? Because this was blatant insubordination. And people that are blatantly insubordinate shouldn't be promoted. But since you're already promoted, you can't take it from her. And what I know about uniformed services is having the rank matters sometimes more than having the money, depending on what the rank is. And I would let this woman be in the acting rank until Jesus come back. Y'all, let's play the clip from what happened today.
Eugenia Poitier, Chief Immigration Officer to Superintendent.
Yeah, you can't.
No, what happened there now?
You can't be. That's flagrant insubordination.
Something went wrong there.
Beloved, unless it's Mickey Mouse and this Disney World and everybody could do whatever they want, these are still uniform branches. And uniform branches have a uniform standard of behavior, and that ain't it. So, I give you your promotion, but I give it to you in an acting capacity, and you will act. Hollywood wouldn't have nothing on you. Don't move, Freedom March is coming right back. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. This is 103.5 The Beat FM. We're on channel 224, that's on cable. We're on channel 112, that's on Flow. And of course, we're on our TV studios, that's on Facebook. I'm not saying it for you if you're already listening to us because you know our call signs. Get on your phone, call your friends, tell your friends to cut off all that other politically motivated stuff and come over here and listen to us. Where we ain't. The only thing that politically motivates me, my jingle ready, is the FNA. Play my jingle for the people. The only thing that motivates me politically is the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. My jingle ready? Oh, they trying to get my jingle. See,
The Free National Movement.
Now they ambushing my jingle.
The Free National Movement.
Oh.
Cause we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. Tell them take the FNM, we ain't one of them. And the PLP is a gangster party. The COI is a party made up by just one guy. So if you wanna go all the way, come go with the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. When they shout PLP, just say no way. You're going with us in the FNA. The FNM done lost their way, and we don't play, we vote in FNA. The COI have a plan, they say, but the best plan is to go with the FNA. We are the FNA.
Don't listen to all that other politically motivated nonsense. You heard them, Ika investigating them, child. Y'all don't listen to them. Y'all come over here and listen to us on Freedom March because we ain't politically motivated. Huh? You agree with that, Bradley?
Well, whatever.
Oh.
FNA. Huh.
Yeah. And we don't play.
Don't worry, the FNA is just a figment of some folks' imagination. That's all
So
it
they
is.
say. So they say.
It ain't no real party.
They tell David he couldn't beat Goliath either. But I want to also go back to this, right? You know, I tell you at some point when they write the new Bible, right? Somewhere in there it would say, then came the Spirit of the Lord unto Levan. Spiritual advisor, I have the answer for Mario Boleg. Mario, don't send that one to Parliament. Let me tell you what to name it. Call it the Bahamas Cultural Expression Authority. And then put all cultural expression underneath it. Because someone who's very smart just advised me of something. Ragged Island boys and Exuma boys like to build boat and sail. That don't mean the same thing to the boys who grow up through Fowler Street off of East Street. The boys through Fowler Street on East Street couldn't give a jump in Jehoshaphat, but no sailboat. But I can tell you one thing. All of them love sailboat. Ain't that right?
Yep.
When you hear all of them from Long Island talking about racing those boats.
Those boys from Black Point.
Those Long Island boys, they just want to race boats every day of their lives. Their daddy had a boat. Their daddy's daddy had a boat. They cares a whole lot about a boat. But that don't translate when you get on Fowler Street. So I say, let's make it all national. Right? What we can name the bill? The cultural, what I say we can name it? The Bahamas Cultural Expression Authority.
Yeah.
And then that way we could put sailing in there. We could put junk canoe in there. What else we could put in there? We could put basket weaving in there. And then you take that little authority and you take it from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, because I think the name Youth and Sports is a stupid name for a ministry, because we don't have no Ministry of Old People. So why we need a Ministry of Youth? That makes no sense to me. Take that and let's give it to a ministry would make some sense. Let's take that authority and put it under the Ministry of Tourism. Because all the authorities under tourism is work perfectly. Yeah, take my word for it. And then that way you will have a fully functioning, perfectly resourced authority that could generate a product that increases the tourist number. Man, you see this? But the Prime Minister don't pay me for advice. Neither does anyone on his team. So they don't have to listen to none of this. And they could just all ask me collectively to go and fly a Frisbee. And they could just don't listen to nothing we say here on Freedom March. And that could be okay. because that would make them a whole lot different than Michael Pintard, who just listened to us and then get ChatGPT to make flyers with our plans on it. Either way, we happy. All right?
Indeed.
I want to go back to the immigration clip because the people tell me they miss it, so I won't play it one more time for them. This is what happened today at the promotional exercise during the departure of outgoing Director of Immigration and the inception of the new Director of Immigration and the injection of new members of the executive team. A senior officer who will have responsibility for junior officers, in my view, displayed what was flagrant insubordination. And as such, they was going to change her name in the Ministry of Immigration or Department of Immigration to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because from today on, my brother, because you know you can't rescind promotions. Oh, she would have just act and act and act and act. She'd have been like Noah's Ark. I just loan acting. And let me tell you what I can really do to her. This is how you get them good. I was going to appoint her to a person who get promoted to the same rank substantively that I know junior her. And just let her go there and answer the Joe Snuffy every day. And you just with your acting rank, what ain't substantial, you come over here and act like you like it. So let's go to the clip and see why I think they should just make her an acting rank. She'll get to keep the salary. Who cares? In the uniform branch, that don't matter. Money don't always matter in the uniform branch. You know what matter over there? That matter. Let's go to the clip.
Eugenia Poitier, Chief Immigration Officer to Superintendent.
Let me tell you the thing I like the most.
That was crazy.
This is the thing I like the most.
That
This
is
how you know
crazy.
Brave is a good criminal lawyer.
He was embarrassed though.
I don't know what she whispering he is, but you know this Brave face, even he moved, Brave say,
Like he was stunned. Wow.
that's a good lawyer. You know, I tell my doctor that all the time, you know. Like I tell my doctors ask me things like, oh, you're still eating pork and you're still eating fat and yes. When I say yes, don't play shock.
Yeah, that wasn't right. What she
I want
did.
you to just be
Who
normal.
Who is she? What's her name?
I don't know. Spiritual advisor, they call her name. Check. What the woman name?
What was her name?
Yeah, let's open up the phone lines.
Oh.
Let's open up the phone lines. 323-777-75. It's Friday, y'all.
She don't seem to be safe. She's not safe at all.
Don't worry about that. When I make her,
she should have taken the high road, though.
when I make her acting rank, she was gonna act safe after that. Yeah.
All right, the numbers to call because they're complaining already. You wouldn't open the lines early. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698. You can call in now. 698-0775 and 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March caller. You're live.
Good supervisor.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Good show. This cowboy.
What's going on, Conway?
Everything good. Nice show. Mr. Miller.
Hey, buddy.
This country ain't gonna change, man. This is the gangster country we living in, man.
Wow.
It's the gangster country we living in. Don't care who you put there, put left, right, and center. Plenty gangsters, man. Yeah, okay. Look at this. First of all, you need to pray for these gangsters in this country, man. That's the only way this country push you on, but go.
When you say gangsters, what do you mean?
You know what I mean, First of all. You can't, you know. When I say gangster, you know what they
Do
talk
you know
about. You been on little bars, First of all.
Do you know any gangsters in this country?
Huh? Yes.
Call Shanta and point them out. Call Shanta and point them out. Shanta is anti-gangsters, and if you tell her,
and low order.
If you tell it to Shanta, she will find them wherever they are.
Yeah, report them to the necessary authorities.
And she will prosecute.
No. The gangsters on the side of her.
Oh.
But just whisper it when you say it. Don't say it loud because you don't want them to hear.
I can whisper the new point.
Oh boy.
All right,
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Cowboy. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Spurgeon.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Is this Ghetto News Network?
This is Grabby Boy, GNN.
Go ahead. What's
Miller.
happening?
Hey, buddy.
What's happening?
I feel like I'm in good shape.
I rise in this House of Assembly on a point of information.
Go ahead. Give me your information.
That nurse say, tell your PLP self, please stop fooling with her FNM.
I didn't tell her what to do if she's serious. My auntie Bida say she could walk naked if I don't stop. So you tell the nurse, my auntie Bida trained me good, and unless she prepared to walk from wherever she is naked, I ain't scared.
I want you to tell her, please, you can stop, because she hooking me up.
But I thank you for taking that abuse on my behalf.
Thank you very much. But listen, that bill, let's take it for what it really is. Truthfully. This bill was done up by Nicolette Bessel and Michael Pintard. They started working on this from 1996.
I have that same information. I was given that very same information that this was a bill drafted by that person.
By that person. So I don't know why people want to make it a political thing.
And Michael
Yeah,
Pintard is on public record saying that he wanted to create something that was bigger than the JCNP. So
Exactly.
I don't know how he could now have opposition to it, but he's Michael and he's a Pintard. I mean, that's it.
But now the groups can fend for themselves if it comes down to the wire. But what I love about the umbrella organization is it incorporates all of the schools comes under it. UB would come under it so they could train judges properly. And then all of the family islands would come under it.
Well, I haven't read the bill. I haven't read the bill yet. I have that set to do for Sunday.
Yeah, all of that is there.
Yeah.
You see, so...
Is it 19 pages? I think it's 19 pages long or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'll see what I can get to.
And the fact that Principal Volo Francis told the meeting the other night that he and Past Eddie Dames and others was paid to put that bill together shows that Junkanoo is high on the involvement.
Wow.
Junkanoo is.
Yeah. Plus, if they have a seat at the board of directors and an authority, nothing will happen. That they are on the party too.
Untoward, because there is a family grouping. I call no name that has become complacent. Just a small handful of family members, and they are thinking that Junkanoo belongs to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, protocol established. I would like to say a special hello to my little drummer girl in the valley, Anya. I would like to say hello to Yvonne, the most beautiful policewoman I ever know. I would also like to say hello to little Bradley Roberts in Canada, the female Bradley Roberts in Canada.
All right, thank you so much, G.
And one more thing, Spiritual, to a special lady, she retired from the hospital. I call her Baby Cakes.
All
Thanks
right.
for taking
Yeah,
care of
man.
that call.
Take care. All right. Next call, please. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. Are you there, caller?
Nope.
Hello?
323-775-698-0775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. I just want you to explain to me if that was a government official, and can you tell me if that is what I witnessed just now?
You mean
I cannot believe it.
You mean at the ceremony today?
Yes, sir.
Well, she was dressed in government official clothes, so we believe that is a government official.
Well, that is atrocious.
Yeah,
It is.
You don't know what to say, yeah. She has a serious attitude problem.
Unbecoming
Yes.
of a
Government official.
officer.
Yes.
Shocked.
Especially someone in senior management, because they will have subordinates. And I can tell you, as someone that has served in the uniform, senior people shape the characteristic, mannerisms, and behavior of junior people very easily.
I'm very embarrassed for her,
Yeah.
and that is totally unacceptable.
Yeah, it's out of order.
This is my first time calling. I had to
Welcome.
call in for that.
Yeah.
That was horrible
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
watch.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome. All right, we lost that call. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Specializer.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, Mr. Miller.
Hey, buddy.
I call in about that picture. Is that the real one? That was because I know, I listened to, they had a story about that lady have bad eye, but that ain't today.
That was today, and the lady that had the bad eye, I think, was promoted last week.
Oh, I thought that was her, because they did promote one lady, and she had bad eye.
Yeah, no, and she did an interview.
Oh, that ain't her.
No, they don't look the same.
Okay, I withdraw my call. I withdraw my call.
All right. 698-0775, 323-7775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you there? Let's take another one. 323-7775. You have to cut the phone, the TV down when you call. That's the rule. Turn the TV down, listen to us on the phone. 323-7775, 698-0775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Bradley Road.
No, that's Levon Miller just now.
Levon Miller and Bradley Road.
Levon Miller is present.
Let us talk about the Fox Hill thing for next week. We need the jungle of them. We need the government over the weekend. Hook back up with the jungle fellas, with the leaders.
JCN.
And see what we can come up with. Because without jungle is no Fox Hill Day. We need some jungle up in Fox Hill, man.
How much of the Fox Hill Day is saturated by Junkanoo?
They have a whole night.
Not really.
Yeah, man,
Not
they have
really.
jungle.
Yeah, but a small segment though.
The Fox Hill, Bradley Road.
Well,
Last one.
I've been in
the police band
a long time.
Yeah, the police band and the prison band could come in place of Junkanoo.
No, man. We need Junkanoo, man. Junkanoo, you know, any official event either ends with Junkanoo or the national anthem.
But we need Junkanooers that want to come. So Junkanooers have to want to come.
The groups don't want to come. I signal all of the Junkanooers who want to come, bring your Junkanoo instrument, and let's just rush as one big group.
Well, I guess.
Let's rush around the park about 3 times. Let's rush as a group, one big group. Ain't nobody gonna tell me as a 57-year-old man, I can't go carry my scrape in Fox Hill and rush with nobody.
You might be right, but you know.
I don't want to use their name. I don't need no name.
Yeah, but you know, the difficulty with revolts is someone will choose to not revolt, and as long as you don't have full buy-in, sometimes you could, what could be a movement ends up as insubordination.
But let me ask you this, Brother Miller and Brother Wood. I know you all are smart man. What I want to say, if 200, 300 people decide, man, I can't my drum, I can't my bells, I can't my conch shell, I can't whatever, and we rushing as one big group, who could stop that?
Well, no one actually, but again, the problem.
They
Okay,
ain't
so
going as no Wally, no Sox.
no, I got that. But okay, so in the business I'm in, right? I tell people God is so interesting. There must have been a reason my Grammy had 18 children and 79 grandchildren. Because in the business I'm in, you could actually say something about someone who didn't even watch the show, and one of the cousins call them and tell them something, and all of a sudden they see you out and you and them ain't talking no more.
Yeah.
The same is to be said.
The same. People because but you have some people mad. The people you know they mad for.
Well, I don't care who don't talk to me. My Grammy got 18 children and 79 grandchildren.
But you don't need, you don't even need nobody to come to your church.
Matter of fact, yeah, sometimes I prefer no one to talk to me. But the point I'm making to you is a lot of people don't want to offend people for their beliefs because this community is so small, you will see the person that you offend again.
But Levan, the Junkanooers themselves need to just get together, meet at one area, and let's go.
All right, we got you. We hear you, caller.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Take care. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Roll, how you doing, sir?
Fine. How you doing?
All right, Leron.
Hey.
Mr. Miller.
Hey, how you doing?
I think I know you're very educated, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah. Let me ask you one question, and you answer this question honestly.
I can try. Let's go.
Do you know where all this conflict comes from in Junkanoo? Do you have an idea, or do you really know? You have a rush?
No, as a matter of fact, and the reason I never rushed was because growing up as a boy in the Church of God, they used to have me thinking that if I did go to John Canoe, I was carrying right to hell after that. So I never really know how you be a part of John Canoe. Like, I don't know what you do. You go by the shack and say, could I have a John Canoe, one John Canoe, please? I don't know how you become a part of John Canoe, which is why I've never been in John Canoe.
But you can't go to hell to learn an art in the Bahamas.
I got you, but I'm telling you, as a Church of God boy, you couldn't go to the movies because as soon as you walk out the door, when you open the movie door, you should have been right in hellfire. You couldn't go to John Canoe because the minute you get over the hill, as soon as you get to the bottom of the hill, you should have just been right in hellfire. So a lot of things I just never been a part of because you was getting straight to hell for doing it, and I didn't want to go.
You can't say you ain't going to hell.
Oh boy.
Anyhow, what's your point, Carla? Go ahead.
I'm
Let me
saying.
ask you-
We're all the first.
Let me
Hold
talk
on.
to Mr. Miller. Let
Look,
me talk to
help
Mr.
us.
Miller.
I listen, I still
Mr.
yes.
Miller,
Hey.
do you know where all this conflict coming from?
No, you go ahead. Tell us.
John Canoe?
No,
tell
me,
us.
please.
Tell us.
The conflict is coming from, they what they saying is leaders this and leaders that, and leaders ain't doing this for the people who come in the jungle and live with their family and stuff and staying away from their family and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about little money, and all of this ain't making no sense. That's our culture. The children in school learning John Canoe. The children doing John Canoe. The schools them doing John Canoe. So they should not go through all this conflict and things about John Canoe. This is our culture. Our culture, the only culture we get is John Canoe, fisheries, farming, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they can't have all this conflict about John Canoe. Let's be real now. Only real people do real things in life.
Right.
These people gotta understand. They see it and all of them. They gotta understand it. You can't have conflict with the next group and the next group and the next group, and this and the next one ain't taking care of the next group. We have to pull together and make this thing happen and keep this going on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is. That's all we have left in the Bahamas. No job crew, no tourists.
Yeah.
When they come. You know, but tourists that come in the Bahamas with job crew, watch any group they've been in years and years ago, and see a second group come and they like the group. Now we have a conflict with this group can't rush, and that group can't rush, and this can't rush here, and they can't rush there. Come on, man, let's be real in life now.
All right,
Only real people do real things.
Yeah,
All right, caller.
thank you so
Appreciate you
much.
very
Yeah,
much. Let's
thank
see if
you.
we can squeeze another one in. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, I'm holding for Mr. Miller.
You got him live and direct.
Hello?
Hi, this is Mr. Miller live and direct. Welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just calling. This nothing to do with the John Canoe. This is to do with something 2 days ago, I think it was, when you and the spiritual advisor was talking about why would they want to put two kinds of roaches on the ark.
Yes. Go ahead. Help me with this.
Okay, Mr. Miller?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, darling.
No, cut the radio down. Cut the radio down.
Hi, Mr. Miller.
Yes, cut the radio down and talk to me.
What I'm saying to you is this. This is not nothing but the John Canoe, Mr. Miller. This is about 3 days ago, I think you and spiritual advisor had a debate on why would they put two sets of roaches on the ark or the boat.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think it was, because it was told to me years ago, that when the roach flies, it gives us a signal that rain is coming. So probably they were letting the people on the boat know, put that there to let them know when the rain is coming down.
Hold on. So you saying that hold on now, make sure I understand you. Okay. So the reason, so when God say all the creatures that crawl it, roach was covered in that, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he say all the fowl of the air, right? And all creatures with wing, that's another set of roach, right? Yeah. But what you telling me now is when the roach fly, that indicate that water coming, right?
That's right, the rain is coming.
Who tell you that?
In your home, I was staying in my home when I was growing up a lot, when the roach fly,
Yeah.
I hear my mother and father say, oh, it's going to rain.
Did it rain?
I only say it's probably that's why they put the flying roach there.
Yeah.
So that the people on the boat know the rain is soon coming.
But caller, the roach didn't need to tell us that because Noah preached for 100 years that the rain was coming. We did not know. We could have left this roach.
Yeah, but what Noah didn't know is the exact time when it was coming. Well, he didn't any minute. That's why the roach
So you need a flying roach.
is on its way.
We can look into that.
Okay?
All right.
Okay. then.
Lord, what is this?
Oh, you have a spiritual advisor. Oh boy.
That's what the people tell her.
This is how y'all know this show live and I can't practice this. I can't practice this.
Rain coming. So whenever roach fly in the house, rain coming, eh?
Yeah. But spiritual advisor, don't act like your answer is better than that, because you tell me the roach need to fly so the husband could hug up the wife.
No. I was just being sarcastic. I was just being sarcastic.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Anyhow,
So now we have a good reason. Now we know exactly why the flying roach is on the boat, eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rain
man,
coming.
that's funny. So all that preaching Noah do for 100 years didn't even count. Anyway, that's the jingle. Let me and we owe the time. You know what we say every week here on Freedom March. Do every single thing in your power this week to make sure that you don't kill nobody. More important than that, you make sure nobody don't kill you. And if you get that completely correct, we should see you right back here next week on Freedom March.
If it's the Lord's will.
On 103.5 The Beat.
We'll be back.